If you open your fridge right now, chances are you'll find an apple. We treat this fruit as a mundane, everyday snack. But what you don't realize is that this round piece of fruit is actually a time capsule. Some of the apples we eat today survived brutal wars. Others were born from mysterious genetic mutations in the mountains of Central Asia. And some were deliberately engineered to deceive your eyes and break your heart. Behind that shiny skin, there is a silent battle between nature, history, and corporate greed. Let's peel back the skin and uncover the hidden secrets inside the most famous fruit in history. In our modern world, millions of dollars are poured into laboratories to invent new fruit. But in 1868, in Australia, Maria Ann Smith wasn't a geneticist. She was just a woman who threw some apple scraps into a compost pile in her yard. From those rotting remains, a strange tree sprouted, bearing apples with a piercing green color and a skin as tough as armor. This apple, known as the Granny Smith, wasn't trying to please sugar lovers. It was boldly tart, sharp, and aggressively acidic. But bakers quickly discovered its secret. Its dense flesh refuses to collapse under the fierce heat of an oven. While other varieties melt into a watery puree, the Granny Smith stands firm, holding its structure inside pies and perfectly balancing heavy sugars with its sharp bite. It is the apple born from compost that rose to rule the kitchen. While nature left the Granny Smith to chance, the scientists at the University of Minnesota left nothing to luck. In the freezing cold, they spent decades obsessed with one singular goal: engineering the perfect crunch. Thus, the Honeycrisp was born. This isn't just an apple, it is a biomechanical triumph. The cells inside this apple are significantly larger than in any other variety. When you sink your teeth into it, those cells don't just compress, they rupture. This cellular explosion unleashes a flood of perfectly balanced sweet and tart juice all at once. The project took decades and was almost discarded, but it survived to become the most sought-after sensory experience in the produce aisle. While America was obsessed with engineering the ultimate crunch, Japan took the apple to an entirely different level of aesthetic and sensory perfection. In the 1930s, Japanese researchers crossbred two American varieties to create what we now know as the Fuji. This apple wasn't designed for baking. It was engineered to be a ticking bomb of natural sugar. The growers there treat the fruit like jewels, manually wrapping each apple in paper bags while still on the branch to protect its skin from harsh sunlight and insects. The result is an astonishingly heavy apple, its internal tissue so densely packed with juice that some develop a magical condition known as water core. Liquid sugar pools in the center, making it look and taste as if pure honey has been woven directly into the flesh. Eating a chilled, fresh Fuji isn't just consuming a fruit. It's closer to drinking an ice-cold glass of pure apple nectar that defies oxidation and refuses to brown quickly. But long before laboratories existed, nature was crafting masterpieces that defied logic. Take the Arkansas Black, an apple so dark red it borders on black, shining like a piece of polished mahogany. If you pluck it straight from the tree and take a bite, it will punish you with a rock-hard texture and an astringent, bitter taste. But its secret is patience. Hide it in a cool cellar for months and watch the magic happen. The cell walls slowly break down, the acidity mellows, and it develops flavors that have no business being in an apple. Notes of dark cherry, wine, and star anise. It is an apple that literally ages like fine cheese. Or perhaps you'd prefer the pink pearl. Its skin is pale and completely unassuming, but the moment you cut it open, it bleeds a stunning, vibrant pink from the inside out, tasting like a hybrid of an apple and a tart raspberry. It traces its lineage back to the wild apple forests of Kazakhstan, where entirely red-wooded trees stand as genetic monuments to all the apples on Earth. A history full of brilliant accidents, precise engineering, and complex flavors. So how did we end up with this? The Red Delicious. In the early 1900s, it truly lived up to its name. But then, commercial greed took over. Corporations realized that consumers shop with their eyes, So, they crossbred it generation after generation for only two reasons: a hypnotic, uniform red color and a thick skin that could survive bouncing in the back of a truck for months without bruising. They achieved a logistical miracle, but a culinary disaster. The skin became thick and bitter, and the beautiful flesh degraded into a dry, mealy, sand-like texture. They stripped away its soul just to make it look pretty on a shelf. The next time you wander through the supermarket, do not be fooled by bright colors. Seek out the Fuji for its refreshing sweetness, the Granny Smith for its resilient structure, or the Honeycrisp for its explosive bite. Taste the history and stop eating the plastic. Let me know in the comments, which of these apples are you most curious to try? And until we meet in the next chapter of food history, stay hungry and stay curious.